Hey, welcome back to the channel. Imagine carrying a small stone in your pocket. At first it's barely noticeable, but over time it starts to feel like a mountain. That's exactly what happened to a boy named Chen, who lived in a quiet village in ancient China. Chen was a kind-hearted boy, but his mind was always tangled in the past. If someone said something hurtful, he couldn't just brush it off. He'd relive those words over and over, letting them take root in his thoughts. No matter how much time passed, the pain felt fresh, like an old wound that refused to heal. This habit of overthinking kept him distant from others. He struggled with schoolwork, barely paid attention to his chores, and spent more time lost in his thoughts than in the present moment. One day, an old villager noticed the worry lines on Chen's face. With a gentle smile, he suggested that Chen visit a Zen monk in a nearby village. This monk was known for his wisdom, a man who had guided many lost souls. Maybe, just maybe, he could help Chen too. Curious and desperate for relief, Chen made the journey to see the monk. As he sat before the wise old man, he poured his heart out, sharing the weight of his thoughts, the burden of his past. The monk listened in silence, nodding occasionally, his eyes calm and knowing. But he said nothing. Instead, he stood up and walked away, disappearing into the monastery without a single word. Chen sat there, confused, his mind racing. Had the monk even heard him? Had he made a mistake coming here? Just as he was about to leave, the monk returned, holding a simple glass of water. He raised it in front of Chen and asked, "What do you think this weighs?" Chen blinked, surprised by the odd question. "Not much," he replied. The monk nodded. "And if I hold it for an hour?" Chen thought for a moment. "Your arm will start to ache." The monk smiled. "And if I hold it for an entire day?" Chen's eyes widened. "Your arm will be in pain. Maybe even go numb." "Exactly," the monk said. "But did the weight of the glass change?" Chen shook his head. "No." "So, what should I do if I don't want to feel the pain?" the monk asked. Chen hesitated, then answered, "Put the glass down." The monk's smile grew. "Yes. And that's what you must do with your worries." At that moment, something clicked in Chen's heart. He realized he had been holding on to his pain, carrying it around like that glass of water, letting it weigh him down. The past wasn't changing, but his mind was keeping it alive, and the only way to find peace was to let it go. From that day on, every time Chen found himself drowning in old memories, he remembered the glass of water. He took a deep breath and released the weight of the past. And slowly, day by day, his heart grew lighter, his smile brighter, and for the first time in a long while, he felt free.